Okay, so now that we are the day before the garage sale, I'm gonna start loading up my car today, and I wanted to kind of give you guys a quick overview of everything that I am hoping to get rid of and sell. So I kind of just put everything in different categories. So starting over here, I've got baby boy clothes, newborn to 9 months in this big bin, and then I have a smaller bin of clothes that is just 12 months to 2T. I'm just planning on selling all of it for $1. I've also got a bin that has hats and shoes, and I decided to put everything in labeled bins just to make it easier because I'm not sure how much space I'm actually gonna have when I get there. So I also have men's accessories for $3 in this small bin. This bin is all scarves for $3. And then this bin back here, which is kind of a mess, this is going to be my free bin, and it's just stuff that people can have for free. And then over here, I've got baby stuff. It is a labeled bin. It's just kind of buried, but this is tons of like breastfeeding, newborn, stuff like that. Then I also have a booster seat, and I also have a bouncer over here. And then I have a blow up inflatable ball pit from my son's first birthday. And then this bin right here is all board games that we're getting rid of. I've got a bin of party supplies. And then I've also got a bin of costumes. And then over here I do have some wall decor items. This bin is all bath items, so towels, shower curtains, trash can, stuff like that. I've got some more wall decor pieces. And then this one is all home decor. I'm hoping to be able to set out all the home decor on a table and display it all because I feel like that's something that people are going to want to buy a lot of. So I've got it just kind of all sitting in this bin. I've got some more to the side. I've got lots of flowers and a big vase. And then over here I have a big filing cabinet. I've got some scrapbooks. These have like never been used though, so they're all really nice. Scrapbooks and boards and stuff. And then I've got books and DVDs all for $1 in this bin, and then I also have a smaller bin in here that I just labeled it photo and craft. Some photo albums, never been used, and just some like crafting supplies. And then kid toys. This bin's pretty empty, but I do have some random kid toys in here. Then this one, I labeled it random, which doesn't really sound that great, so but that's really what it is. It's just random. I should have labeled it miscellaneous. But basically just a bunch of random stuff. I've got a camera bag. I've got a cooler. I've got some lint rollers that are brand new. I've got just some different things that we've gotten. Lots of stuff that's never even been used. It was just like gifts that we never ended up using. So this is a random bin. And then over here I've got my bigger items. So I've got luggage. This whole suitcase set would be really nice for somebody. I mean, it's definitely worn down. It's seen better days. But hopefully for the prices, like maybe someone will want them, and they're really nice still. They're Diane von Furstenberg designer. So those would be a really great item for someone to pick up. I have a disc golf play set. I've got an ironing board back here and another piece of luggage, a wooden shelf, a fishing rod stand, and then back here, this is all the bedding. So I've got a ton of pillows. Those came with our couch. We just never ended up using them. I've got some different comforters that we've used and just don't need anymore. And then a lot of this stuff is from my parents that was from their rental houses. So most of this stuff is actually in really, really good condition still. Some of it's even brand new. So this is all really nice stuff, and a bunch of like throw pillows over here. And over here I've got jewelry, and I just labeled it by price, $1, $3, and $5, which there's not much for $5, but there's a lot of good stuff in here as well. This stuff is all listed on my Poshmark, so if I don't sell any of it, it's no big deal. I'll keep it on my Poshmark, but if I can get rid of it now, that would be great. And then I also have a bin of women's accessories. I think I have like 2 pairs of shoes. Yeah, just 2 pairs. Lots of hats, tons of belts, sunglasses, a little bag, maybe some purses in there. That's pretty full. Got glassware. I do have a ton more glasses downstairs. I just don't know how easily I'm going to be able to transport a ton of glass. So that's going to be the last thing, one of the last things to go if I can have figure out a way to get it up there. I've got some candles. I do have this big floral arrangement here. These are like decorative orbs. They're really cute. They just sit in our storage room. So I figured I would try to sell them. And over here I have a bin of kitchen stuff. So placemats, chargers, napkins, stuff like that. And then these are TV trays, which if you don't have TV trays, oh my gosh, they're like the best invention ever. We actually have 3 sets of them, and this is our oldest set. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell these. They're not in the best condition, but I think if someone just painted them, they would look great again. They're just kind of worn out, but they're really heavy and sturdy, and then they come with this nice base. All right, making the first trip up to the community center, and I cleared out a lot of stuff, but I know I've got tons more. Hopefully it doesn't take too many trips, and hopefully I can set everything up within a couple of hours. Okay, so I just finished setting up. I just pulled back into my garage and got home. I am like drenched because it's been raining the whole time. It was quite the fiasco getting all my stuff up there. It took like 5 trips total. But I got everything set up. I definitely should have just done it at my house. I did it at the community center because that's where they were like hosting it, and that's where like majority of people were doing it, but some people were doing it at their house. And I felt like if I did it at my house, I wouldn't get as much traffic than doing it at the community center. But it all worked out. There's still some stuff I didn't get up there. Like I didn't do the clothing, so I'm not sure. I probably just will forget about that. And I didn't get the glasses up there because they're gonna like clatter and break. So I'm leaving those for now. I may try to bring them up in the morning though. And I will bring you guys with me tomorrow morning, and it starts at 7 a.m. so bright and early, and I'll show you what my setup looks like and we'll go from there. All right, today's a big day. I'm trying to be quiet because everyone's still sleeping. It is 10 minutes till 7 and it starts at 7, so I'm about to drive over there right now wearing my overalls because I feel like that's something that you would wear if you're hosting a garage sale. All right, so here's an overview of how everything looks. As you can see, I got 3 different tables going, and then I also utilized some of the floor space, and I've actually already sold through quite a few items even when I'm filming this clip, and this was the first moment that I had to kind of film. And I just kind of show you guys throughout as things start to clear out and as I start to sell through some items. And I did have my husband bring up a big pile of clothes halfway through, and then I kind of started to take over some more of the tables as some of the other people decided to leave. And now it's pretty much left to just me because I still had a ton of stuff, but all my neighbors called it quits, so it's all my stuff in here now. I feel like I'm doing a wine chat now, but just finished the garage sale. It is 7:15. I left around 6:30, so it started at 7 a.m. went till 6 p.m., which is for way too long for a garage sale, but that's what all the advertising said, so we went ahead and stuck it out. I was the last person with stuff, but basically it was at our community center in our neighborhood, but some people had it at their houses, and I was like totally second guessing doing it at the community center. Like last minute, I was like, this is not gonna work. It's gonna be too crammed. But I'm so glad that I kept it up there instead of doing my house, because I think people would just get lost like trying to find all the homes. So I kept it at the community center, which I showed footage. It was basically just a big room with tables set up, and I had 3 tables. I set up everything the night before, and I pretty much just used bins and labeled all the bins as you saw, and I kind of just stacked everything. I made it all work, and then as things started selling, I was able to pull stuff out, and so it was really actually great, and I liked that it was in the community center and people didn't have to like come all the way out to my house. So it started at 7 a.m. I got there at like 7:05. I'm like, you know, thinking whatever, no one's gonna be there right away. Apparently there was a line out the doors at 6:45 in the morning. So I got there at 7:05, and luckily, like thankfully, my neighbors just like totally like took over my section, and the first one handed me $60 and the other neighbor handed me $40, and they were like, here, stuff sold. And I was like, so I made $100 before I even walked into the building. So the first things to go were the luggage. If you remember that coral luggage, I sold all of that for like 15, I think it was like 15 a piece, and then 10 and 5 for the smaller like totes in the duffel. So that went right away, that before I even got in there. And then also those candles, I had some unscented candles for $1 a piece, those were gone. So lots of stuff like sold right away. And I just wanted to do like kind of a recap just of like what sold the best, because this could be helpful if you're doing a garage sale, and then kind of like what I think is necessary to have for a garage sale. So like I said, the luggage was like gone right away. So the jewelry was a really big hit. If you remember, I had it in 3 separate drawers. Definitely would have rather priced each piece because I couldn't remember which drawer the items came from. So when they brought it up, I couldn't remember if I had put it in the $3 drawer or the $1 drawer, but everyone was pretty honest about it. So, and then towards like the very end, I just priced all the jewelry down to $1. So I sold a ton of jewelry. I have it all listed on Poshmark, so I'm gonna have to go through my Poshmark and clean that up. But I'm super happy with getting rid of it and just getting rid of it for $1 or $3 because honestly, I was holding on to it for a long, long time. So I got rid of tons of jewelry. Clothing, I did have my husband bring up a bunch of clothing, not too much, but like a big pile of clothes about halfway through the sale because I had started selling out of stuff. So he brought that up and I priced everything at $5 like I said I was gonna do. That did okay. I probably sold maybe like 10 or so clothing items. So that was okay. Definitely not like the best. But baby clothing, however, was really great, and I had it all in a bin for $1, and that did really well for the first few hours. And then I did a deal like 5 for $3, and then towards the very, very end, like after like 4 p.m., this one lady bought 3 bags, so it was like 46 items, so I gave it to her for $12. So it's like $1/4 a piece by then. So definitely it was easier to just kind of like start lowering prices and making more deals. But in the beginning, like, I didn't make any deals because it was packed. Like I was sweating. I was like sweating and out of breath. And I'll tell you some of the things that really helped me like keep track of everything because it was insane and crazy busy. So what else did we have? Oh, home decor. Home decor was also a great hit. That stuff all sold really well. The bedding, I pretty much sold all of it, but like one comforter left. And I think I started out with like probably 6. And the pillows all sold really well. I still have a handful of bigger pillows that I had. They actually came with this couch. They're really nice. I still have some of those, but all the other pillows I sold for $1, $3, and $5. So that all did really well. I did have someone return something. He came back with a quilt. It was a $50 quilt. It was brand new, and I priced it at $50, and it didn't fit his bed, so he brought it back, and I was like, you know, that's fine. It's $50, so I felt bad, but I was able to sell it like right after he left. Someone else bought it, so it was great. So I sold that. Just tons of things. What else? The bigger items, I did sell all of those too. The paintings were really hard to sell. They were like random, I don't even know. They were just like random paintings that I had, and I ended up selling 5 of them for $40, and they were big. So that was a really good deal. I had them priced out like a lot more than that, but it was towards the end. I didn't want to take them back home. So $40 for all those paintings. The Halloween costume sold pretty well. Oh, the party decor, that was a really good one. I remember I had all that party decor, just odds and ends, bits and pieces, and I priced all that really cheap. 25 cents, 50 cents, maybe $1 for some things. And it was all just like leftover odds and ends from birthday parties that I've thrown and like, you know, baby showers and stuff. And that's all sold really, really quickly. So that was awesome. DVDs, books, I sold books for $1. I sold all but 1 book. I probably had maybe at least 20 books in that box. And DVDs, I didn't know people wanted DVDs, but I sold pretty much all the DVDs also. I think I had like 2 left at the end. So books and DVDs did really, really well. What else? Okay, so let me tell you what I think was really helpful. I did have a cash box. If you watched my part 1 of this video, I ended up buying one from Walmart, and I returned it because it was just kind of dinky and small. So I got this one from Amazon. This is so nice. Let me find the key. Open it up. But I think that this was so helpful because there were so many people in the beginning, and like everybody needed change, and this just kept it all organized. And I kept this like right by me, like right at my feet under the table. So it has a little lock, and then it opens up like this, and then you can organize it by dollar amount, and then the change is up here. So this was like $27 on Amazon, and I'll definitely be using this again for like any sort of like events or things that I do. But this was definitely worth it. And it was just so nice to be able to have all the change and cash and everything organized. And then another thing, I did wear those overalls because I thought they were cute, but they came in handy because I was able to use the pockets. So every time I was getting change, I could just put it in my pocket and then I could get out the change. So I was doing that most of the time, and then once I would get a big wad, then I would go back and like put everything away in the cash box, and then I'd go back there for change as well. So I did that. I had a swiper, a card swiper for my phone, but I didn't end up using that at all, and I'm glad because honestly that would have taken too much time to like do all of that because like you guys, it was packed. Like I wouldn't have had time to like look away and like focus on that because people were just like handing me cash left and right. So that was not really worth it. So I don't know if you guys were thinking about having the card swiper, it's not really worth it. And then I also brought a calculator, and I'm really happy I brought that too because that made things like a lot faster and easier. I could just like type stuff up. Also, people would have like little like piles, and I made like little sold signs. I just wrote sold and I'd stick it on stuff because things were like selling, but they were still shopping around. So that was good to have. And then also those little price stickers, definitely put those on everything because if people don't see the price, they're not gonna even ask. So just put the price sticker where you can see it. And then those bins were really nice too, especially if you're going to a location to sell stuff, put stuff in bins because then it's like, you can have everything in the bins. So I think that's pretty much it. And I bet you guys are wondering how much money I made. So I made, if you follow me on Instagram, you already saw because I posted it on there. I made $850. That's crazy. I cannot believe I made that much money. Like, and you guys, these were not high priced items. The highest price thing was that $50 quilt. Everything else was cheap. Everything was, you know, $1, $3, $5, but stuff adds up. Like pretty much every sale was like $20 because they would pick up a bunch of things. Oh, that's another thing, bags. Make sure you have plastic baggies. I didn't, but my neighbors did and they gave them to me. So make sure you have plastic baggies. And like I said, I was kind of taking over, like I had that whole area, and then people started selling their stuff or they got tired and they wanted to go home. So I was like, okay, so I took over like their tables and moved my stuff over there. So I pretty much like took up the whole place, and it was so much fun. I want to do one again like next year, and I think if you do it like the way I did where you go through every single room and really just get everything out, like you can make so much money, and it's just, it was so fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this like random garage sale little series that I did, and be sure to subscribe if you're new to my channel. I've got tons of content, tons of things changing. I'm always thinking of new ideas. Like I never thought I would do a series about garage sales, but here I am. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.